Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Senator Risa Hontiveros, Representative of Senator Lapid, Attorney Abel Maglangke, Secretary Erwin Tulfo, wala na dito yung mga iba. Siyempre, yung aking kapitbahay, si Yusek Janela Estrada, si Ms. Claire Dennis Mapa, Attorney Gwendolyn Pimentel, Gana, Ms. Normida Mojica, and Mr. Chrysler Go, at sa inyong lahat po. Sa huling pag-uusap namin sa telepono ng aking ina na si Susan Roses noong May 17, tuwang-tuwa akong ibalita sa kanya na pinirmahan na ni Pangulong Duterte ang batas na kumikilala sa foundlings bilang natural-born citizen ng bansa. Sabi niya, congratulations sa aking nagawa. Pero ang sabi ko sa kanya, Ma, not congratulations to me, congratulations to you. Because if not for you and for this advocacy that you fought for, hindi ito magiging ganito. Hindi ako magkakaroon ng ganitong pagkakataon sa buhay. Yun ang huli ng naming pag-uusap. That was our last conversation. Because later on, she was unconscious, and 3 days later, my mom passed away. I would like to think that my mom left this world happy because championing the rights of foundlings paid off with this law. On September 3, 1968, I was found abandoned as a newborn infant in the parish church of Haro, Iloilo by a Good Samaritan, Edgardo Militar, and his family. For unknown reasons, my biological parents had left me there without a clue as to my identity. It was then that I was declared a foundling. Ang nagbinyag pa nga sa akin ay dating Archbishop ng Haro, Iloilo Cathedral na si Cardinal Sin. At siya rin ang nagbigay ng pangalan ko. For decades, just as I had been left alone and defenseless in that church, the law had left foundlings such as me alone. Foundlings were legally invisible, our laws were silent on them, and foundlings were not specifically mentioned as being natural-born Filipino citizens. The implication of this was that we foundlings were stateless and could therefore be technically deprived of protection from the state. Years later, in the May 2016 elections, I ran for an elective position of President of the Republic of the Philippines. A case was filed with the COMELEC opposing my candidacy. Alam niyo ba kung bakit daw dapat ako i-disqualify? Dahil nagsinungaling daw ako sa aking COMELEC application at nilagay ko doon na ang mga magulang ko ay si FPJ at si Susan Roses. Hindi naman daw totoo yun. Mga salbahe talaga eh. Anyway, mabuti na lang iba na yung chairman ngayon. Imagine fraud, perjury. Meron na nga akong adoption papers, di ba? Pero dapat daw nilagay ko biological. Ba't hindi ninyo nilagay sa form na ilagay biological parents? Sinabi nyo lang parents. Parents ko yun. Anyway, we elevated this case to the Supreme Court, believing that the patriotic men and women who drafted our constitutions did not intend to discriminate against foundlings. The Supreme Court agreed with us. The Honorable Court noted that all three constitutions guarantee the basic right to equal protection of the laws. The court also pointed out that several treaties that our country is a signatory to and generally accepted principles of international law presume foundlings as having been born of nationals of the country in which the foundling is found. These presumptions were backed by the consensus statistics. In 1960, 99.62% of the population were Filipinos. This evidence would indicate more than ample probability, if not statistical certainty, that my parents were Filipinos. Yung isa pa na nakakatawa na sinabi nila sa Korte Suprema ay, the petitioner has typical Filipino features. Height, ibig sabihin, maliit. Flat nasal bridge, ibig sabihin, pango. Straight black hair, almost almond-shaped eyes. So medyo pasingkit siguro, ewan ko. And an oval face. Sa height pa lang daw, Pilipino na talaga. The court said to deny full Filipino citizenship to all foundlings and render them stateless just because there may be a theoretical chance that one among the thousands of these foundlings might be the child of foreigners is downright discriminatory, irrational, and unjust. Because of this momentous Supreme Court decision and my qualification case, I believe that I scored a victory in 2016, not just for me, but for all foundlings in this country. And with the passage of this RA 11767 and its IRR, my heart is full. And so I thank Secretary Tulfo and of course Yusek Janela for fast-tracking the IRR. Section 5 of our new law states that a foundling found in the Philippines and or in the Philippine Embassy, consulates, and territories abroad is presumed a natural-born Filipino citizen regardless of the status or circumstances of birth. As a natural-born citizen of the Philippines, a foundling is accorded with rights and protections at the moment of birth equivalent to those belonging to such class of citizens whose citizenship does not need perfection or any further act. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, no sweeter words have been written. Today, we foundlings are no longer invisible. I am grateful to have been given the opportunity to be part of this landmark legislation, and I would like to give special thanks to the authors, my colleagues at the Senate. First of all, Senator Risa Hontiveros, who primarily sponsored this law and who gave me the assurance that she will work on this, and she did in perfect time. Senator Lito Lapid, na talaga namang una pang nag-file nito at ginawang prioridad. Alam niya siguro dahil ito, Senator Lito, nakatrabaho ng tatay ko sa mga pelikula niya. At syempre, miyembro ng Ang Probinsyano. Senator Laila De Lima, who also fights for injustice, and I hope that justice this time will not elude her. Our colleagues from the House of Representatives, headed by Congresswoman Yeda Romualdez, the wife of our Speaker, Congresswoman Vergara, who's also a good friend of mine, and former Congressman Ronnie Ong, who ran under the Ang Probinsyano party list. So hindi naman po sa conflict of interest, it's just because they know the struggles and my story. So I would like to thank all those who helped craft the law, such as the DSWD, again, Yusek Janela. I will tell your dad how grateful I am, and I'm so happy that you're now leading this initiative of the DSWD. And syempre yung ating masipag at charming at very friendly na secretary na pwedeng itulay itong batas na ito para marami ang magpaparehistro, ang NACC and members of the NGOs and the academe. Maraming salamat po. At sa inyong lahat na nagtiis bago mabigyan ang inyong lunch, thank you for graciously listening to our speeches. Good afternoon.